Alright, welcome back to G&G Plays Kingdom Hearts. Last we left off, we are still in Halloween Town.
Yes, with Jack Skellington.
Yeah, hanging out with our BFF.
And we've got Donald Duck the Mummy.
Donald is missing his torso. That is some strong magic, Donald.
Wow.
You're a wizard, Donald.
He is taking that mummy thing to a whole nother level. That's great.
It's nice that they can add that kind of, like, thing, like that you can just have a transparent section of the body. Like,
that's cool. I want to see more of that, you know, fun stuff where, you know, I think it's because I'm an artist and I love subtractive work.
Well, yeah, because it's that, you know, it's the implied space
yes.
kind of thing.
Yes, negative space is what we call it. And also things like foreshadow, where something in the foreground, something in the background is...
I forgot I needed to do something.
Together and posed, and then you kind of like, you can see two pictures. So like, yeah, it's very, the negative space is itself a shape.
Yeah, you're framing something out in just whatever shape you want.
Right.
It's the negative space, the white space that's left on the paper, that's the actual drawing, not the, you know, whatever you use to cover the other sections.
Yes.
It's a very, very neat style. Where'd that stupid tub go? I jumped off the thing without activating the thing in their room.
Oh, there it is. It's like, hey, we take, I mean...
We're going on a ride.
Oh, good, it just took you.
Yeah, it takes me back up to the main area, but I gotta get back to the evil playroom. That's my bad. I forgot that was a thing.
Okay, can I just say that I would love to just be able to, like, summon my table to move up?
Do it like a Mary Poppins.
Oh, absolutely. That is one of my favorite scenes in Mary Poppins is when they have tea up there. Yeah. We love to laugh loud and long and clear.
Oh man, that's a classic. I'm actually really excited. They got Lin-Manuel for the new one.
I love Lin-Manuel Miranda. He's amazing.
Really excited about that.
And something that I thought was really cool. Shout out to Lin-Manuel Miranda. You're amazing, and I thought it was really cool that you wrote back to my mom saying how amazing it was that through his play, we found out that we, through Mom's ancestry, are actually related to the Schuyler family. The Schuyler sisters would have been like, so it's like their dad, his sister, that's where we belong. We're down that line. So Philip Schuyler, who was the senator in the play and all of that, his sister is the line we're related to.
Yeah.
So we're like ridiculously removed, but Hamilton family.
I mean, it really kind of blows our mind away.
Well, because I was with Mom and I was watching one of those great moments that they have on gosh, I can't remember. It was like a Good Morning. It was some sort of one of the shows that they had gotten onto, and they were able to do kind of a play close-up visual, because you know you have to go see it. You have to pay like $300 something crazy plus to see this you know amazing play about our founding fathers. But you know on TV they did like little clips here and there, and I thought that was really cool. So I got to see a little bit of the play, and I was really fascinated with the song "The Schuyler Sisters."
Yeah, you like to karaoke that one.
It is my favorite. I am not great at it.
Maybe at some point you guys will get to hear our amazingness that is our singing.
One of these days we will actually do, if the audience would like, we would be happy to maybe karaoke with you. We only do that on Fridays though.
Yep, we do a Friday karaoke night.
Every Friday for the last 2 years. Christopher and I have been getting together even before we were in the same location. So what was really nice was that we'd get together, we'd have a beverage, and then we just kind of loved Disney and got into pretty much every kind of karaoke you could think of, and it expanded out. And so yeah, I love to sing the Schuyler Sisters and Satisfied, and I can never pull it off, but I love it anyway.
I like the is it King Henry? I like his song.
No, King George III.
Yeah, I like singing his song.
You'll be back. You'll be back. Soon you'll see. Yeah, that one is so good. So good. There's a taste. a small taste. It's not great. We are not professional singers, but we just enjoy having a little bit of beverage and then singing.
Yeah, Disney is our specialty for sure. But
Yes.
That's like we've been branching out to some newer stuff.
In the comments below, let us know if you have a particular Disney song you would like us to sing. Let's do it.
Yeah, like we'd be willing to learn the song.
We'll take the top one. We'll take the top. You know what? Let's take the top 3.
Yeah, if you can.
So in the
you get
comments
bonus
below,
points if you can get us a good duet. We've been trying to find a good duet. We haven't found it yet. So if you,
yes,
if you can find it.
Now, mind you, when we talk about duet, we're talking about creepy ones. We're siblings after all.
Yeah, it's trying to find one.
It's not going to be a love song between us, okay? Now, part of what's the Aladdin song?
Oh, A Whole New World.
A Whole New World is actually okay because it's not creepy.
Well, that one's kind of basic, so it's easy for us to do.
It's also not necessarily like, talking about it's not saying words in there that could be implied that. So it's important that if we sing something, it's not weird. So please keep it appropriate. But we'll take the top 3 songs from our comment section and we will sing those karaoke on a Friday, and if we have enough requests for it, we'll actually do it.
Yeah, we'll learn the song and we'll sing it to the best of our ability.
Yeah. Again, we are not professionals.
So remember, viewers, you're in power here.
And then we also love musicals.
I like live shows.
Yeah.
That's some of my favorite stuff.
Yeah, you're one of the few people I can actually go on a trip and do a play or something like that. I don't know many people other than you that will actually go see theater with me.
I think it's fun. I love the live dinners, like the medieval show, the pirates.
Slow-mo, so good. Yes, no, I do too. Actually, one of the things that if we could ever afford to go down to Disneyland, Disney World Pirates, we would film that.
I don't think they'll let us film it
ourselves.
Well, I don't think they'll let us, period, pull out a camera at all.
Oh, that's right. They are really strict. Well,
I don't know if they're strict or not. I just imagine that they wouldn't. I mean, because if you accidentally record who says accidentally? Anyway.
You just record yourselves reaction to what's going on. Maybe you could hear it, but you can't see it. You still have to go there to see it. It's an idea. Could be fun. So, I don't know. It depends on the audience favor.
Yeah.
As to whether or not we do some things like that, because we want to travel, go places, do things. That's what we want to do just for fun, for ourselves. And it might be fun to actually include the audience.
Yeah. We do a live stream of us walking around Disney World or Disneyland or something like that.
Oh, that'd be great, yeah.
Talking about all the greatness that we see around us.
Yeah, there's only a couple people that actually ever do go into those places and do those kind of...
We've watched a couple of people. There's a handful of people who actually
Yeah, they're really
do it,
good. We like them. We want to shout out to those guys who are actually doing the Disneyland, Disney World videos. We love you. We watch you.
Holidays come around, you can see it all.
Watching, I love how they come in when they've just done the decorations and give us a little bit of demonstration. That's really amazing. We really support you. We love that. We think that's amazing. And at times we'll just put it on in the background because we love Disneyland, Disney World so much.
Yeah, if we can't think of something to watch, we're like, let's see what's happening at Disney World today.
Right, right.
And there's always a video.
Yeah, and then there's the area that's between Disneyland and California Adventure. It's like downtown Disney. And it's a whole shopping area. Now, I'm sure a lot of the audience may know about this, but Christopher has never seen this. He was there when he was maybe 11.
I think it was 14 the first time I went to Disney World.
Okay, I'm totally off on that. So apparently he was like...
The only reason I remember is because we had just moved around that time to a different part of Oregon. So, it stands out in my memory because...
We moved to Southern Oregon.
Let's see, that one.
Yeah, that was the first time we went because we had the tent trailer. We had the tent trailer. The first time we went, and you still...
That was Disneyland.
That was Disneyland.
Yep.
And that's what I'm talking about. So Disneyland, between Disneyland and California Adventure, has a downtown Disney. At the very end is like the House of Blues. So that's a really fun place to go. And I think actually they were like selling pearls out of oysters. It was quite fun. And then they had Sephora, a few other different places. The House of Blues was really incredible. That's where I saw Isley. For those of you who don't know about Isley, spelled Eisley, please go check out their music. It's really good. I loved how the tones, the kind of nuances of the music. That was the first time I ever got a VIP pass somewhere, and I didn't pay for it. It was because I knew some people.
You always got to know somebody to get to the good parts of the show.
Yeah. We had this random circumstance where we had been walking around. We had just hung out with a bunch of, I think, people we just met in Disneyland, and then we were walking back to our hotel because it was only a mile away. No big deal, right?
No.
And so,
bad,
yeah, we had a suite too. So it was like a bathroom, all this great stuff.
Oh, wow, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, a friend of mine who was a travel agent, and she set me all up and got us this suite less than a mile away from Disneyland. I thought, that's great. And it was a very reasonable price too. So that was really cool. What's going on here?
We just beat Oogie Boogie.
Yay!
After we beat him, he turned into his house. It was weird. Not quite sure how he pulled that one off. So you have to destroy all this darkness that's clinging to him.
Darkness!
And then after you destroy him, then the keyhole appears.
The horror!
We'll come up with another plan.
And then we shot the moon, and it locked the keyhole. So now this world is safe.
We'll do it together.
So there might just be a Nightmare Before Christmas 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
I love the music in this movie.
Fun fact for those of you who don't know, Christopher loves to do a little bit of Jack Skellington.
Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas, one of my favorite Disney
Karaoke
movies.
is a lot of fun for us.
Also one of my favorite karaoke songs. Jack's songs are great.
Right.
Again, if you guys want to hear us sing, let us know, because we'll figure out a way to make your dreams come true.
It's really not going to be like some sort of superstardom, but you know what? It's a lot of fun. We just enjoy music. We love to sing. We love the shows we watch, the games we play, and we really like that kind of music.
Yeah.
I thought that's all we're doing. We're not doing it. We're really not good at the regular karaoke. If you go to a bar,
yeah,
and it's
90s, the 80s karaoke, that stuff's great and all, but we're not passionate about it like we are about Disney.
Right.
Like Disney, we've watched the movies a million times.
And we grew up on that stuff, so for us it has more meaning than just some drug-induced binge of some kind where you were all super high laying on a bunch of pillows and listening to Journey. I don't really know, but all I'm saying is that that's not our experience. That's a different generation. And for us, I think it's more like I grew up I was born 83. Ooh, dating me. And then I didn't like the 80s, all through growing up. And then Mom would do my hair in this horrible Farrah Fawcett curl back.
Oh, remember, Mom's gonna.
But up here, no, she knows. She knows.
Oh,
I
she
have
knows
never lied to her about this. I was like, there was nothing.
I
cool.
was very straightforward.
Yeah, first
I told her flat out, no. But did she listen? The answer again, no.
When you're little, you only have so much to say against your mom, and then she's like, "You will do what I say," and you're like, "Okay."
Yes, mother. Mother dearest.
Plus, Mom is awesome, so you would never want to hurt her feelings.
No.
We go
you don't
10 times extra miles just to make sure she doesn't feel bad. Unless we get to tease her, and then we're horrible children. We're relentless, but otherwise, it's pretty fun.
Fair, Dad starts it.
Yes,
and Dad
yes.
is a very loving husband.
Dad
so he
always
does it all
starts
in
it.
Good fun.
He's always it's always some silly thing. Remember when he was giving her his social security number? Now I don't actually remember what his number is, so I'm going to put out completely false.
No, don't even just say insert social here.
Insert social here, right? So it's 2512. Blah 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 blah, and she's like, "Okay, we'll go slower," and he's like, 2 5 1. It was so bad. And she's like, "Money," Mom has this classic, when someone's been married, when they have a tone of voice when they say their significant other's name, that it's not loving at all. It ain't right.
They're kind of that classic, they had those pet names like Honey, and
no, Mom is Honey Buns, and I'm Honey.
I always remember Dad just saying Honey.
That's true. He does. He does his honey and then tick, tick, tick. Like, he does this weird, like, and then he looks down, like, as if he were to say, what nonsense.
Yeah, our father's a great man. Like, I could not have asked for a better childhood.
Best dad ever.
Like, he took care of us. Like, he made sure, like,
He still does so many things to take care of us in beautiful ways. Like, he loves coming down, hanging out. He is a great he's amazing as a grandpa. We call him Papa.
It's really interesting watching him interact with his grandson.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember that from my childhood.
G&G Jr. It's so good. Yeah, Logan is really, really connecting with his Papa all the time. And I think it's because they're both...
That's actually what we called his grandfather,
yeah.
which is our dad.
Yeah, our dad's name is Monty, but for grandpa reasons, we call him Papa because his dad was Papa Bill. So he's Papa Monty. In fact, all the kids in Dad and his brothers, all of them called their grandpa Papa something.
Yep, we've got 3 other uncles.
So all of the uncles are Papa, just like they were all dads. Like, when we were growing up, they were the dads.
Well,
it didn't matter which dad you were with. It was the same rules.
Oh, yeah, like all of
that
them.
applied to your own father, and they
it was very
expected
nice
you to
because,
do that.
Like, I mean, all of them had basically the same kind of raising methods.
Yeah.
It's like, you knew that if you did bad, like, you were going to get disciplined just like your own real parents would have. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. You knew that no matter which 4 of the brothers, Mike, Mark, Monty, and Marty, that's right, Grandma Tony was just like, M's forever.
Yeah.
If she had a little girl,
Actually,
it would have
I
been
think
like
that was
Mary or
Bill's idea.
Mayweather or some sort of Miriam. I mean, she wouldn't have left any. In fact, you know what? Maybe all my children should have an L name. That would be funny.
I mean, if you want to go with that theme, I think that's fun.
Reminds me of Olaf when he's bringing all the little snow flurries in after Elsa had sneezed out.
Sneeze them all out. Just and Snowball's there, just like what is this
happening?
And Kristoff's there, just like just not today.
Yeah,
just take them, take care of them. We'll bring food next.
There's one place and one place only these guys are going to stay, and it's with you, buddy.
They're too dangerous. I mean, kudos to Kristoff for keeping that cake safe from 1,000 of them.
Seriously.
Like,
he actually slid down and gave an I love you baby and had it whole for 2 seconds before it was demolished again. Like, he actually saved it that long.
Not so fast.
Who is the real hero here in this story? Kristoff.
Kristoff, dude, he was determined.
Why are you siding with
While everyone was running around and having moments and stuff, he was literally fighting the good fight of the flurries.
Dude,
I would have called those little snowmen
I mean, someone put
flurries.
faith in him that he would take care of that courtyard and make sure it's perfect.
Not a chance.
He did not let those people down.
No.
It's like,
I've picked up a few other
Yeah.
tricks
He was
as well.
dedicated.
dedicated.
Like this, for
Indeed.
He persevered.
he adapted. He overcame.
Improvise, overcome, adapt.
That's right.
can go see
Anyone
your
know
friends
what that reference is from?
Give us the
Let's
movie
get
title.
underway
That's
already.
right. It's one of our favorites.
And
Oh
keep
man,
Sora
and the
away
actor in
from
that, he's old now, but he's still great.
There is so much love for that man. I love him. I think he's amazing.
He can order me around.
What shall we do, Captain Hook?
I love how they got, I'm pretty sure they got all the original voice actors back for all of these characters.
It seems pretty close, yeah.
Keep an eye on the brats.
But
All the
Captain,
side characters don't get
Well, at the
full
very least,
faces.
the people who are playing them sound close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that dreadful sound.
No, Captain.
What time period is this captain dressed as? Does anyone know? Because I know.
Oh,
Here's the historian in me.
Oh yeah, she like we've always talked about doing time travel stuff, and we're like, well, if we did end up back in time, how would we like if we were just thrusted back there? How would we know what time period we're in? And good old Tabitha here, like she knows by looking at the clothes what time period we're at.
That's all I need to see. I was really big into fashion, and when I was a little girl, I loved to draw dresses. And one of the things I found out was that you can actually understand history completely through fashion.
I know it through technology.
It's so easy. Well, what technology, if you will.
Well, exactly. But well, I know like at certain points, like horse carriages.
But do you know the difference between the
horse-
fashion from the early 1800s America, middle 1800s America, and late 1800s America?
Nope.
Okay, then.
I do.
Fine.
wait.
Nope, I learned about
But
technology.
you're stuck in here
I can
too,
tell you
aren't
probably
you?
what century you're in, but that's about as close as I
I'm
can
just
get.
waiting for someone.
In the early 1800s America, we're looking at Georgian style, even though
Took you so long.
Americans didn't want to necessarily emulate any of the British society. In order to function with them, they had to. One of the things was the under-the-bust dresses. That's very Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice. That's that time period. Now, then you move into the mid-1800s, and that's where they, after the war, they started having a little bit more money. The southern states had a lot of money from cotton industry and from their incredible abilities to produce a lot from the land and ship it out. They made more money. They got the hoops. That's where the hoop skirts come in. Scarlett O'Hara, Gone with the Wind. And then when you get into the later 1800s, they said the hoops are a bit much. Let's take it back and put it all in the butt. That's when the bustle came out. That's when you're looking at the Wild Wild West. Not to be confused with Will
Smith's movie Wild Wild
I
West.
just can't even.
Oh, I thought that movie was funny.
It was terrible.
I just watch it as a comedy.
So anyway, so then you have in the Victorian era, because after George there was Victoria, and then you have the Victorian era where they went from the big old poof skirts and then they moved it all back. So it was this wonderful slope in the front, but everything was in the back side. And that's where you have A Million Ways to Die in the West, ladies and gentlemen. Now Christopher now Christopher understands the reference. Now you see how the clothes have changed?
Yes.
In just 100 years, how they go from that to that to that. And you see, like, you know, from the Empire Waist and completely, you know, Hamilton. When everyone was wearing black. They were getting very Puritan about things. But then you have, you know, the middle of 1800s, and they were getting real extravagant, and it was all about that Southern belle and such, because those were really the women wearing the creme de la creme of fabric. And then you look into, as that was destroyed, what else can we do? Okay, well, we don't have a lot for the front, but let's put it all in the back. So you just put some on your butt side and you wrap it around and tie it in a bow. I know it sounds silly, but most people don't realize that the only thing the bustle is a bunch of wire that is shaped in this round side, and you tie it on your waist.
Like, it seems like anyone who's
Oh,
familiar with
Pecos Bill
classic-
is a perfect example of the bustle.
Like it's just like an iron frame put together.
Yep, and you just
They
tie
didn't
it around
have
your
any
waist.
kinds of metal at that point.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm familiar with certain parts.
So Pecos Bill is the late 1800s.
This is a really funny part.
So, how come you
Kubi's
can
like,
fly?
you know, no one's asked this question yet, but are you okay? Like, you're floating. That's not normal where I'm from.
Like,
how do?
Gravity doesn't seem to affect you. What is this nonsense?
Haven't you cooled off yet, Tink?
Okay, so based on Peter Pan's
Just a little
clothing,
bit of pixie dust.
what would you say his time? Because he lives in Neverland, like time is endless there.
Oh, Peter
it's
Pan
like-
is Edwardian.
Oh yeah.
King Edward, yes. That was the very, very late 1800s, early 1900s.
Are you sure?
I am.
Let us know in the comments below, historians.
Anyone who's seen Hook would know that I'm right.
The one with Robin Williams?
That's right.
That was such a funny movie. I loved it.
He was in a bassinet, a stroller, if you will. They didn't have those before the late 1800s.
And why those seven?
So you're basing it off of
What
all
is
that.
Maleficent planning anyway?
Okay.
No, I was also looking at their hats that
As
they
long as
wear,
it
which are
means
the
getting
large
Harry's
hats
heart
that
back,
go in
I
a almost
couldn't care
oval
less.
shape down at an angle. That's late Edwardian. That's Anne of Green Gables time period.
Great show.
That's when the cabbie caps and the peaky caps, that's when that became popular. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes, that was actually a poor man's hat, but the rich and noble wanted to. This was at a
I
time
always
where they
kind
were
of
starting to
pictured
blend
like
in
these
those
hats
things.
were like newspaper boy hats.
Yeah.
Like I mean that's the way
Newsies.
I know 'em.
Yeah.
Newsies.
Absolutely. Early Disney. There you go. And they were, but that was a style because it was low income.
Yeah, I mean if you could afford it and it was comfortable.
It was just
warm.
something that everyone had that was low income. Every man wore a hat back in the day. They just, and that was another way you can tell the time period is by the hats.
Wendy.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Pirates are coming.
What? I'll be right
You
up
know
here.
that if it looks like, you know, Napoleon Bonaparte, that it's probably in the late 1700s.
Is there another
That's actually what I
girl
was
in
going to
there
guess
with
on
you?
that about the 1700s.
Yeah, exactly. Right after they killed their monarchs and everything, we succeeded in our revolution. They did not.
Kyrie? Kyrie!
I know it's a bold statement to make, but if they had succeeded, then they wouldn't have had to deal with Napoleon Bonaparte as an emperor. You know what I mean? They went from, we want democracy, to, sure, let's crown an emperor, like Caesar. That's a great idea, because that didn't totally screw up Rome. Not at all.
Wendy!
Then he went and hooked up with Cleopatra.
And then on top of that, you know, so then the French were like, hey, guess what? We lent the Americans like a ton of money right after their war, and they're trying to build. We killed all our monarchs, but we don't really know what to do with ourselves. So why don't you join us with Napoleon Bonaparte? Not so much, America said. Not so much. We are literally building greatness. You should probably consider that notion, but instead Napoleon decided to go fight against the British and all this stuff, and it was just this chaos. And you think to yourselves, like, if they hadn't had some, you know, jerkwad, I guess is the polite way of saying it, saying, I'm gonna be your emperor, my wife will be your empress, and we will lead France and go into this new empire. Are you kidding me? You're trying to go against the Pope in Europe? Really? Good job.
In that time period, that was a mistake.
I mean, really, it was nonsense.
Nonsense, Bobby Pants.
It was just utter nonsense. No, I've never been into the depths of despair. To despair, without God. And it was just like this whole, like, oh, it's such a strange movement. And they had such an opportunity to have real revolution. Vive la revolution. Like, it was just really bad what they did with Napoleon. And that's why they didn't get our support. And that's why they kind of floundered for a while. Because they were bankrupt. Helping us, actually.
Shame, man. So this is Shadow Sora. He is literally built from the darkness in Sora's heart. But it's like, I think this guy's pretty weak, which would indicate that Sora actually doesn't have a lot of darkness in his heart. The kid's a little too innocent and pure, if you know what I mean. Like, he sees the best in everybody, kind of thing.
You have to have people like that, you know?
Yeah, you gotta have some people. I mean, that's what the princesses of heart are, is like, they're just pure maidens, essentially, like, untainted by darkness. Like, not even, like attracted to it at all.
Yeah, the story definitely gets more and more in-depth as it goes on, which is good.
Well, yeah, because it's like you have kind of just a vague idea of what's actually going on, but as the story builds through the next few games, I mean, it really pieces together like you're just a small piece of this whole massive web of lies.
Right.
And it's really crazy to see what happens.
See ya.
Later.
Was casting fire at the end there. And then he just disappears back into the darkness whence he came.
I sure do love the captain's quarters.
Yeah, it's a nice area, actually. You got his desk, his bed, like everything he needs to be in here.
Hey, shoes off the bed.
He has a chest full of puppies next to his bed.
Puppies! Puppies!
Cruella de Vil.
I think one of our favorite 101 Dalmatian shows right now is the Cruella Christmas Carol.
Wendy!
Yeah, the like TV series they did.
Super
Come
funny.
on, Tink! Not now! Well, this is as far as I can go.
So I
gotta
think
go, Wendy.
Alice is actually. I'm pretty sure she was.
Wendy, you mean?
What did I say?
Alice.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were in Wonderland earlier.
They're
so-
quite similar. I think they're actually voiced by the same actress.
That's actually a really good. You should actually look that up and find out. I'm actually curious about that. That sounds right. That sounds like something.
I think that's completely.
That sounds like something that could be true, but I'm not sure. I don't want to misinform people, so let's get the right answer.
Catherine Beaumont.
That doesn't look like. Is that for the Disney Alice?
Yes. Okay, so Catherine Beaumont, born 1927 June, or not 19. Sorry, born 27th of June 1938, is an English actress. best known for providing Disney animated films with a voice for both Alice in Wonderland, 1951, and Wendy Darling in Peter Pan, 1953.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, you are right. That's
Which
awesome.
she was named a Disney legend in 1998.
98. Good, you have cinema.
I do have a decent memory at times.
Well, as a historian, you kind of need that.
I mean, right now, for those of you who aren't really aware of what we do on our spare time, so Christopher works repairing computers, systems.
I'm a system admin.
Yeah.
I do a lot of IT work.
And I'm working on getting my degree in history, so I am trying to become a historian right now. One of the reasons I think it's just something about the way that the world works and the patterns that really are fascinating to me. And also because I love dresses and fashion so much, I started to see what went where. And once you can kind of piece it together, you start seeing like, oh, okay, that's not so hard to remember.
Yeah, I mean, once you have kind of the basic pattern figured out, everything else just kind of clicks into place.
You got to find something that's interesting to you. You know, like you have to find something that it connects you to history. Like some people are really good with dates, numbers, all that stuff. I mean, fun fact, Christopher asked me one time what day of the week the Declaration of Independence was signed.
True story here, people.
What did I say, Chris?
You said Thursday.
I was like, seems like a Thursday to me. And you were like, is that just like you guessing or is it what? I was like, no, I mean, nobody really gets anything done Monday. Tuesday's a rough day too. Wednesday, you might start looking at some stuff. So we might have gotten some meetings together. Thursday, you're drunk, you're ready to finalize. And Friday, you ain't doing nothing. And so it's based on an educated guess. We looked it up and lo and behold, 1776, Thursday.
I thought it was funny. They even animated the crocodile for him, and it's ticking.
Ba-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum,
Kind of that was funny right there.
bum, bum,
Tinkerbell
bum,
wasn't moving
bum,
at all in
bum.
that cage, but the cage was moving. She stayed completely stationary while it was moving.
Is she just a hover in like a circular sort of way?
She's static, like she's not moving at all.
It's just like,
Just believe.
This is my favorite part of this world, is this ability we get right here. Literally one of my favorite parts of this level. Good old Peter Pan, he didn't leave us to die.
he learned to fly?
Yeah. Well, Tinkerbell dropped some fairy dust on us earlier.
Don't mention it.
We just didn't have it figured out yet.
Got it.
Did you?
And so now we can fly. So this makes our combos actually quite a bit faster. And we just got a cure upgrade, so now we have a stronger healing spell.
Sweet. You want Peter Pan in that one?
Nah, I'm keeping him out of this one, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Stop blocking, you coward.
You should fly. Well, come in on a downswing and like take him out that way. Yeah, or that too.
I'll just take him out from a safe distance if that's all it takes. If they block, then it's just like a pain, but it's like if I can get caught in the combo, it's usually pretty quick. I keep hitting like everything on the sides. There we go, some flying enemies. That makes it a little bit easier, because they'll actually fly off the map and stuff, like over there. And
Nice.
there's like, you can't hide from me.
See ya.
Stop moving.
See ya. Fire.
That'd be so cool to fly.
Dude, this is just a fun level.
I've always thought to myself, like, you know what, Peter Pan sounds like a great idea. Except the whole, like, Lost Boys never grow old thing.
Well, there's a reason why. It's
And we do know it's dark.
spoiler alert.
Any of you haven't read the original Peter Pan?
You might educate yourself a little bit. It's a fascinating read, actually. I mean, it's crazy, but it's an interesting read.
I mean, I think Disney's really mastered the take a dark story and turn it ultra good.
Yeah, like put your own kind of spin on it. I mean, you got to remember, like a lot of these stories are just based on it.
Well, and
Like,
also
they're
you have to
not, like, a
understand
perfect
too
rendition.
that most stories written for the last 2,000 years have a very Christian spin on them. So a lot of good and evil. There's no middle ground for many things.
Yeah, they're pretty black and white about a lot of that stuff.
Right. So anything that you
It's
hear,
only been in, like, recent
you
years.
hear about like pagan deities and stuff with these horned devil creatures, and you think to yourself like, horny doesn't mean bad.
Just means different.
I mean, just saying. You know, a ram is not a devil creature, is it? A goat is not a devil creature.
I mean, they might be assholes, but that's about it.
Yeah. Just because they like to bump at you and stuff all the time, like that doesn't mean they're evil. There's fainting goats even. Like,
There are fainting.
you're just like, rah, and they're like, ah! Like,
And the thing about that, like, we laugh about it, and people might be, like, upset about it, but it's like, it actually doesn't harm them.
no, I mean, they just have like an anxiety attack and they're like, ah!
It's like, I don't know exactly what it is, but I mean, it seems like something just kind of gets, like, dumped in, like, some chemical from their brain gets dumped into their system that causes all their
What
stuff
is
to
the
just
opposite of
immediately
adrenaline?
I don't know, I think a sloth has it.
What knocks you out? Like, what is that thing that just, like, puts you in comatose form? Because that's what's happening. It's like the
I believe it's
opposite.
called turkey, but I don't know.
It's the opposite of adrenaline. Whatever hits them is the absolute opposite of adrenaline.
Well, I mean, it completely seizes
They would
them up.
their whole species would die out were it not for people, keeping them alive. They're pulling a possum, if you will.
Or they're just feign death. But I mean, the thing is, like, a possum can feign death and then, like, get up on a
Yeah, but these
But they
things go
can't.
completely rigid, and like you could flip them over, and they would like, meh. Like it would just be this whole like.
Give them a couple minutes and they'll get back up.
If you were an
But
animal and you saw that kind of like rigor mortis,
that's really what it is.
you
Like,
might
more of
actually really reconsider eating that, because if it's that stiff, that means it's very dead. So maybe because they are so passive that it is the only defense they have. Look like you're super dead. Like not just dead, but like super dead.
It's amazing what caused them to become like that. Like what? I actually don't know what triggers it. If anyone knows, let us know in the comments below. Like I'm actually curious.
It is quite of a weird thing.
Like what survival? Would
Yeah, like
that
how does
really
that? I mean, I
benefit?
can understand a possum, but then like as soon as they fake you out, they can get up and run away.
Yeah, that's the thing about the possum.
But like the other thing, you could be chomping on that thing's leg and it's still in rigor mortis. Like they literally go, like fainting goats seem to not just
And
faint, but
that's
they
why
turn
coyotes
into
and
rigor
stuff
mortis.
Coyotes and wolves and stuff were such a huge problem.
You can bring her to
That's like because your flock would just get scared and then they just go stiff. They can't run or nothing. Like
You can do anything.
gotta be out there watching them.
And this is where the story of David comes in. Yes.
I know I
That
will.
young man was so good. He had so many
So much
flock
I
with
wanna
rigor
tell her
mortis
about flying.
that he learned to take those wolves out with one shot in a sling,
David, meet Goliath.
right? And he was like, "Oh, I got this. This guy's not moving."
It's like the first recorded critical hit in history.
Ooh, the
Ignores
full
all
KO.
defense.
The full KO.
One hit KO.
Yeah, we just got biblical there. Anyone who knows us knows that we're pagans. But here's the interesting thing. It's important to take time to read about everyone else.
Indeed.
You can't just know about yourself and know thyself, but know everyone else too,
Know
right?
thy neighbor.
Yes.
Why not, right?
Indeed.
What else are you doing in your day?
One of the things that we pride ourselves on is that we really love community. We love people helping each other out, doing things that makes our world so much more livable, lovable, caring.
Sharing is caring.
Indeed, kindness. It's one of those things that we really work hard on. So we'll probably have some funny, comments and quips here and there, but in the end, we're all about kindness, inclusiveness, and just making sure that
Good time for all and all in good fun.
indeed, yes, all in good
That's
fun.
a good way to go about it.
Yeah, good time for all and all in good fun.
That's like, yeah. Never purposely mean to hurt anybody's feelings. We're just all here trying to have a good time.
That's a really great phrase. Yeah, I like that.
I think I have a bottle opener that says that.
Somebody's already cashed in on that phrase. All right. Hey, it's Big Ben.
Yes, it is. Big Ben in London, right?
Those of you who may or may not know this, Big Ben is currently being worked on for the next year or two.
They actually are going to reactivate him for like big events and stuff, holidays and such.
Yeah, but right now they're doing a full remodel. He needs a full tune-up. I think it's been over 100 years since he last had a tune-up of any kind that was like really significant.
Yeah.
I don't know this for a fact. This is not me just saying, you know, I know everything about Big Ben, but those in the comment section, if you know how long it's going to be, please let us know. We'd love to, you know, be more accurate about that. But I really think it's cool.
Yeah.
I was watching a news cycle and they were like, oh, it's so weird, you know, the clock is all like put up, and I was like, wow, for the last 2 months I've been hearing about how they're renovating Big Ben, and MSM news media doesn't know. Everyone else knew. Everyone on YouTube knew.
Well, there's big public announcements and everything covering.
It was a giant story, and then I was like
this is
watching
not a
some
secret
MSM thing, and they're like, we don't really know what's going on here. A little construction maybe, and I'm like, it was like
It's a full
national news.
renovation. Like, I mean, Big Ben has never been turned off.
Like full on like clockwork adjust. I mean, everything was being adjusted. The timing, the pulleys, the tension, everything is being adjusted in there. It's great. Oh, Maleficent.
Yeah, she's in her castle here.
When we took the princess from
And
his
yeah,
castle,
Riku got pretty worn out because usually you only take yourself to the darkness. Taking someone else, I guess, really takes a toll on you.
You know, there's one thing about Maleficent that really bothers me.
He is no match for your
16 years, and it never occurred to her to ask her minions to upgrade.
that lies within you.
She's like, Cradle! You hear that, my
Time
love?
you're waking that
They've been looking all this time for a
realize
baby.
your full potential.
And then she like goes crazy on him, right? Idiots!
No, fools.
No, she starts with fools, then she moves to idiots, and then you know she's like electrocuting everybody, and you think to yourself the whole time, like, what? You know how dumb these creatures are. It never occurred to you to update them after a year.
You never checked in with them for 16. You just let them. That's on you.
I know, right?
I'm sorry. That's
You're
on
just
you.
like, someone's an idiot. This woman is supposed to be like the mastermind behind it all. Please, she didn't even know to inform her minions to update every year what age they were looking for.
Do me a favor.
I don't even know if they can recognize age, to be honest.
I don't even know if you can be that dumb.
I mean, heck, for 16 years, she was safe. Like, really safe.
They didn't even need to take her. She was that safe.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's just like...
I actually
they
thought
should've
about
just-
that.
They should have just raised her in the
They
palace.
should have left her there, and then
on,
at
like, the
15 years old,
At the eve
they
of
should
her
have taken
16th
her.
birthday, they should have just strapped her down to a bed.
Why
so she
they
can't
thought,
move.
and then he's like, I'm gonna burn all of the, you know, anything that involves sewing in the whole kingdom.
No, just strap her down that last night. New tournaments opened up at the Coliseum. So that's awesome. Alright, we're gonna go to the last planet available to us. At least for right now. Space is pretty trippy. Got asteroids with big old holes in them. It's like something would have had to hit
Just
those.
random balls floating at you, ready to doom you.
I'm gonna sing you a song. Let us know where that's from, ladies and gentlemen. What was it, like 6 months? There's 6 months that he.
It was
just
so
said-
long. And you've got, you know, the character that's singing this just like, you know, going full
I mean,
on.
He was dedicated. Like, that's what trying looks like.
Oh my.
No other alternative but to blast our way out.
I saw what you did to my friend. Bam!
I love him.
I am so excited about his new TV role. So excited.
Yes,
He is the perfect Murtaugh.
he is. Very much
Perfect.
so. Like, he really makes that show really funny.
So amazing. And I love the woman who plays his wife. She is great. Trish. Oh, so good.
We have found a rock with water in it. Oh, Atlantica. Well, I'd say we've been pretty busy. I think.
Wait,
this is good.
Atlanta or Atlantica? Like, that's an
It's
interesting
Atlantica.
difference.
Atlantica. You heard it here first. Atlantica. Not
Well, because
Atlantis.
Disney, don't they have Atlantis?
Apparently not. Apparently it's Atlantica.
Oh, interesting.
Atlantis is a whole different area.
Hmm.
But I think before we go that, we're gonna go ahead and break here.
All right.
Thanks for joining us this round, guys. If you liked it, be sure to like and subscribe.
And also, don't forget to comment down below. Anything you want to know, we would like to be able to respond. And if you have any questions, any answers to some of our trivia, please respond. We will get right back to you.
See you guys next time. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, visit gamer.gamer.com and support us through Patreon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.